Got sick, I called my brother and I told him and I said, I want you to tell everybody in the family, if they want to pray for me, that's fine, but I'm not participating in any prayer. There's going to be no laying on of hands, because we're talking speaking in tongues, slain in the spirit.
Sure. Oh, wow. Yeah, right.
Pentecostal evangel.
Right.
So I'm kind of in a weird spot. I mean, I can control who comes to see me or who I talk to or whatever, but I mean, I don't want to shut them out, but at the same time, I want them to respect me, you know, and I kind of want to try to get them help through the recovering from religion thing, but they don't maybe want to recover from religion.
No, they're not.
And I think when I die, it's going to be really rough on my one brother especially. I think it's going to be really rough for him.
Right.
You know?
Mary, let me throw some ideas out here a bit. Have you actually had a one-on heart-to-heart talk with these folks, one-on-one?
Not with all of my siblings, but like with my brother, the one that's struggling the most right now, I have talked to him one-on-one right up until I was getting sick. After we knew it was pancreatic cancer, him and one of my sisters came to see me right away on New Year's Eve to visit, so he saw me and everything, and he will occasionally send me like a little text or something. He posts a lot of really crazy religious stuff.
Let me.
I mean, even religious people think he's crazy. You know what I mean?
Well, look at it a little from another angle. First of all, I want to say kudos to you for how you're handling this. Yes. I mean, it sounds.
Well, thank you.
That's pretty devastating news. I appreciate your attitude. I might, just as an aside, say you might want to. You're going through the same thing another friend of mine's going through, David Warnock,
right?
And dying out loud.
I know. I'm going to meet up with Dave Warnock down there May 1st, so I can meet you guys.
Oh, good. Dave's a good friend.
That's on my bucket list. We're going.
Okay, I went down there and spent a week with him. He's a great guy. So say hi to him for me. So think about this. Each of these people has to face their own mortality through you. Right. I mean, think about that.
Yeah.
They're looking at you and saying, wow.
Everybody's first reaction is sort of like, I don't know what I would do if this was me.
Yeah.
Like, that's how they react to me, you know?
Right.
So I know they're seeing that.
So in having your one-on-one conversation with them, if you can, and if you can do it within boundaries, I would first of all set some clear boundaries. We're not going to talk religion.
Yeah.
We're going to talk... humans. And I want to tell you how much I love you and I've enjoyed our lives together, and I wish I could continue for the 30 more years with you. I'm not. So let's make the best of this while I'm here. And one of the ways I want to do that, because you are in control of your life, and that's the most important thing. Don't let them push Jesus into your life. You've gotten rid of that. You're ready to move forward.
Yeah, no, there's no chance that's going to happen.
Well, that's
fine. I'm 100%. I just don't believe in anything supernatural. And ever since I became an atheist, I'm just not afraid.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not afraid of death. I'm not afraid of things because, you know.
But they are.
To be afraid of.
They are. And you don't find too many people more afraid of death than Christians. They really are afraid of death.
You have
Well, especially because I'm a sinner too, you know.
Oh, well, yeah.
And they're worried for my soul because in their minds, and I really want to, but it would probably be mean. But when they say, you know, they're worried about me going to hell, I want to ask them if they think I deserve to burn in hell forever.
Right.
Because they know me. And I've always been a really good person, and I've always, you know, helped them out and helped people out. You know, like, you really think that I deserve to burn forever because I don't believe the same way you do?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
you know?
That line of argument probably doesn't...
It's a very uncomfortable question for them. They don't like it when I ask them
get this hair done
and
work
depending on what their beliefs are, it may...
So I can look professional. Fucking hate doing my hair. I swear, this is just like... I love my hair. I hate maintaining it. I hate taking care of it. It's such a tedious chore. Dread's kind of long. Dread's kind of long. People like, ooh, Trap, your hair looks so nice. Where do you get it done at? Motherfucker, I do my own hair. And my boy helped me do it sometimes. But she ain't big up on that shit. She ain't no hairdresser. I have to like coach her into doing that shit. Alright. So if I can get this shit done in less than 2 hours, I'm happy. Less than 2 hours. And then, what time is it now? Alright, it's 6 o'clock. So I can do my hair. I was thinking about going back in the studio tonight and paint some more. I don't know. After I do my hair and eat something, I might fall asleep watching a movie. Or I started reading that book. Damn, what's the title of the book? Through the Eyes of the Window, or The Eyes of Twilight, or something like that. I can't remember the title. But I started reading that the other day. I might fall asleep reading that shit tonight. Now I gotta get my shit retwisted, looking super fresh and fly. The fucking knots. My arm's tired already. If I do it by myself, it should take me like an hour, almost 2 hours sometimes. That's why I need to like keep doubling up my locks, making them thicker and fatter so I don't have as many. The less locks, the less time it'll take to fucking twist these motherfuckers. No, it's not too bad if you're not doing it. Like, oh, an hour, 2 hours. Yeah, but if you gotta hold your hands up for 2 hours, it's like, I don't want to do that shit.
Not carry a whole lot of weight because they think that everybody is right. Deserving of this, so they don't think you're any worse than anybody else. It's just like the fact of the situation. Right. It's kind of like asking, you know, oh, do I deserve to have my house burned down? You know, let me just say, first of all, you're amazing.
Oh, thank you.
And the way you have an opportunity, and I don't mean to cheapen any of this. You have an opportunity.
I mean, that's what I'm wanting. You know what I'm saying? If I have an opportunity to help them, let's do it. You know.
I think that.
I just don't know how.
I think the big opportunity here is for you to live out the remainder of your life, showing them how someone can be in this position and not be afraid and still be a good person and still show that they care about other people, and that you're not going to live your life in fear, and that who you are and your relationship with them is far more important to you. It's the thing that matters. It's the thing that we're going to cherish. They're going to miss you when you're gone, whether you turn to Jesus at the end or not. And so whatever time that you have left to engage with them, it should be about let's show each other our best selves. Let's have a breakdown at some point and cry about the time we did that stupid thing when we were little kids. And because those are the parts of life that end up being the reward, not some potential afterlife. And so you have an opportunity to do this, but I want to add one thing, that when it starts getting bad, when you find that your spirits are shutting down, and you can't stay as positive as you thought, you don't owe anybody shit, and nobody should be coming in. And I think you've got it handled. I would not want to tussle with you.
So, if there's anything at all, I'm the one who's dying here, so fuck you. That's kind of my attitude, and I know it.
I love you so much.
I love that.
That's all I have left. I don't have time to waste on your bullshit is kind of my attitude.
I can't wait. You're coming down in May, right?
I am. Are you going to do a magic show for me?
Yes. You can come over to the house and I will do
I want you to do magic for me. That would be awesome.
Mary, you come over to the house and I will do a special magic show in my living room just for you.
Oh, excited. I will be there. The first weekend in May. Make sure you're going to be there for that.
All right.
I will do everything in my power.
I want to say I 172% agree with what Matt said. And I want to also say that, do you have an advocate close to you that can protect you or help you because I watched it many times, as you get more and more sick and less energy, they start closing in, and you need somebody
that can't, because the people I live with aren't that way, and my extended family lives further away from me, so they don't see me that regularly.
Okay. Well, I just want to say
they can't see, you know what I mean? So I do have all three of my kids, my stepson and my boyfriend would all 100% have my back.
Okay. Good. Well, let them know what you want and tell them to take care of you while you're doing that, so they can't close in on you.
DCUO. I don't know what that is. And it's Sundays. Our topic is always DC Universe Online. That's a free game, ain't it? Or it was free for a while. I remember when that shit first came out. Woozy, what up, bro? Sitting here trying to get this wig twisted. Waiting on my guy to hit me up. Gotta keep them dreads nice. Gotta keep that scalp clean. See how that scalp shiny? Gotta keep that scalp clean. Sunday. Religion is the topic. You know, did you go to church today? Did you pray to your Lord and Savior? I didn't. Oh. Yeah, I think I downloaded DC Universe back in the day. I played it a few times, but I don't know. It's like a standard fighting game. What? No church? Mm. Whew. Tired already. I ain't even halfway done yet. It's not bad though, 16 minutes. Nor be, but I'm at work. Nigga, you always at work. No, you be having some fat ass paychecks. This motherfucker be doing overtime. Working on Sunday too, that shit gotta be time and a half. I needs that. Ooh, that might be my mans. Maybe my mans hit me up.
Every day can be extraordinary with
Commercials.
The language of mathematics is used. No, I'm not. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
I'm trying to understand what you're saying, and if we're not in agreement, and you're just going to keep going, no, please let me finish. There's no point in you finishing if we've gotten to several serious points of disagreement. The language of mathematics is descriptive of the universe. It's not like math exists out there or a language of math exists out there. But maybe I am a dilettante Luddite, and so what you should do, Rami, is write a fucking paper and submit it to other mathematicians and see.
So what you do, a 4x4 or a 4x3 or something like that? Work 4 days and have 3 days off? So if that's what? Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then you're off Thursday, Friday, and Saturday? I can do that schedule. I could work a schedule like that. If I'm off Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and then work Sunday through Thursday. Well, the last job I had, it was 4 days on, 4 days off. So it wouldn't be the same days off and on each week. So you'll work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then have Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday off, and then work Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then have Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday off, and then work Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, then have Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and it'd go like that. But that shit was a good schedule. I didn't mind working the weekends either. Even when your work week started on like Friday, you would work Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, but then you'll have Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday off. The 410s, oh no, I was working 412s, bro. I was working 412s. It was 4 12-hour shifts, and then you're off for 4 days, But with the 412s, you get the 4x10s. But with the 412s, you get 8 hours of overtime because 412s you're working 4 to 8 hours in a week.
If you can get like a Nobel Prize for proving prescriptive laws of physics and a God, rather than calling in to a TV show where neither one of us are mathematicians or physicists. And when you say we can use math to describe, which is literally what you said, you seem to be conceding my point that it's descriptive and not prescriptive. So we'll move on.
Thank you. I was happy to move on beyond that too.
Yeah. It's so far we've had quantum physics, dark energy, Newton's laws, language of mathematics with tensors, and that leads to Einstein.
Yeah, I just want one paper submitted. I would like to see that happen, and maybe they should copy you on it.
God knows. So the debate that I did Friday night was: is there good evidence for God? And I jotted down an opening talking about what we mean, what counts as good evidence, and what counts as good evidence for a particular proposition. And instead, what I got was a presuppositionalist line of argument about how there has to be some grounding for logic, and God is that grounding. Mm-hmm. First of all, that's not an argument for there's good evidence. It is just the presentation of an argument.
Motherfuckers be like,
but moreover, he started off, well, I'm doing a debate review tomorrow.
I done had some white people, obviously, ask me, like, is that your real hair? No, bitch. I wear a wig 365 days a year, motherfucker. But that new growth be looking crazy. That should be all fuzzy. Hair growing out, hair getting long. Gotta love them locks. You don't like locks? It's too bad. Locks be looking natural. I'm just so damn tired already of twisting these motherfuckers, man. You know what? I feel like I need me a drink. Should I have a drink, guys? Huh? I mean, if you say no, I'm probably still gonna have a drink anyway. But I was just trying to make you guys feel a part of the whole conversation and shit. But we gonna fix a little, like just a little double shot. Nothing too big. I got work in the morning. It's already 6 o'clock. I ain't ate dinner yet. Get a drink. I'm about to have a little drinky drink. Take a breaky break. Till my shoulders hurt. You can grab a drink real quick.
Tomorrow.
I remember seeing you debate that presuppositionist years ago down in Memphis. That was fun.
That was fun.
Yeah.
We have Alex in Roxville, Maryland. You're on with Matt and Daryl. How are you?
Hey, Matt. Daryl, good talking to you. Yes, I call myself a meta-theist because I know that whenever you have the word meta to something, it sounds deeper nowadays.
Yes, it sure does. It's a deepity.
Yes, exactly. Anyway, I was a comparative religion major.
That ain't even really a double shot. It's just like
studied various religions and so forth. And I believe I've come up with a commonality that unites
still gotta
most
sip this
religions
shit, yo.
and possibly also most ideologies. Basically,
you know it's that blue.
I do too.
You already know it's that blue.
I do too.
You what?
I have. So you have a model that you think unites most religions and ideologies.
Woo!
I do too. So
okay.
you present yours, and
I'm just saying, man. That Jose, that shit hits you like instant. As soon as it go down your throat, your body like, oh shit, what the fuck is that? It's a party. Yeah, bitch. It is a party. Everybody welcome. Woo! Jose. That's like when Beyonce step up in a room, like the whole room can be doing whatever. Then Beyonce come in the room, everybody look like, oh, it's Beyonce. That's how your body feels. And I don't give a fuck what you doing. As soon as that Quavo hit your shit, you be like, oh shit, it's Quavo up in here. Yo, Quavo. That's why I only be pouring a little bit of this shit at a time, yo. Like, man, that shit hit fast. Ain't no damn, 10 minutes later, 15 minutes later, I started feeling the little warm buzz. Like, no, nigga. I feel a buzz 30 seconds. Ugh. Ooh. Ooh. Jose. Now when I meet Spanish guys named Jose, I just look at them different. Like, yeah, I know why your parents named you that. I know why. They was probably fucking on that blue. Let's name him Jose. Yeah, Jose. I know your family. I know what y'all about.
Present mine, and we'll talk about how we could tell which one of them is more likely correct.
Woo, woo, woo. Okay, very good. Basically, the idea is that you strip away the cultural and historical bells and whistles from the various religions. You're left with what?
I don't know how y'all do y'all hair. I don't know if y'all have hair that needs to be done, you know. But when I do my hair, I like to sit down and chill, and I like to drink and smoke. That shit help me do my hair better. You know, I feel like a real beautician. I feel like I'm at a real salon. You know what I'm saying? I feel real important, even though it's just hair. Hair today, gone tomorrow. Put some of the grinder in there. Ooh. Yo, my man's got to hit me up soon because I'm almost out of weed. 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 But I got that money. Here we go. Oh, that shit made my eyelashes itch. You ever felt your eyelashes itch before?
What I call all will be well, the sort of a state of being in which all is well. It isn't a personality. It's more of a state of being like nirvana or satori or the Gnostic pleroma is a state of being, sort of a divine state of being. And basically, my view is that most people, the vast majority of people, want this want all to be well. They have sort of a hope for it and a desire for it, and they have a faith for it, although I put an asterisk on the word faith. I don't mean faith in the way that you usually use it to mean belief in something without evidence, but more the idea of a faithfulness to something. For instance, you could say that you have faith in world peace, that there will be world peace when you don't have any evidence for it, or you could say that you're faithful to the ideal of world peace, which means that you not only you'll believe it will happen, but you will sort of work for it as well. It's sort of
the word for that would be devoted.
What?
The word for that would be devoted.
Well, if you look at the word faith or fidelity, you do have this idea of faithfulness as well. I mean, you can use it.
Fidelity, devotion, they're synonyms. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I realize that you use the term faith to mean belief in something without evidence. My usage of it is different. My usage of it is the idea of faithfulness to an ideal in which you're actually participating in making that ideal happen, and in effect providing your own evidence.
Once again,
or
that's
providing
devotion.
evidence with the rest of
You're
the group
devoted
that you're
to
working
a cause.
whatever
faith.
form of all will be well is for you.
Okay.
I get what you're saying, bro.
So
but
this is not going to, you're not going to be happy.
Okay, what's yours?
So what?
yes,
Is the response to that? See, first of all, I don't know why on earth you would start by removing cultural and societal factors, because my thing is that the one common thing that religions and ideology share is human beings living in a world and trying to come up with answers to things and explanations with things surrounded by their fears and their cultural and societal influences. And so it seems far more plausible that people make this stuff up, which seems to be kind of what you're saying, except that you think they make it up because they want everything to be well. Well, I don't care what their motivation is. I care whether or not it's actually true.
Well, it's true in the sense that it's based on consciousness in the same way that Sam Harris talks about consciousness.
No.
The idea that you want there to be... May I finish?
No.
The idea that you want the... I can't finish.
No, you just said no, bitch.
Why did you ask? It's true in the sense. Think about what you're saying. I'm asking whether or not...
Can I finish? No. Oh, I can't finish? What the fuck does no mean, bitch? I just said no, you can't finish. Because you're about to say some dumb shit.
The claims of religion are in fact true, and you're saying, well, it's true in the sense that it ties to consciousness. That's a load of shit. It's not true. That's like saying, do unicorns actually exist? Well, they exist in the sense that people will draw pictures of them and have warm, fuzzy feelings about them, or make a stuffed unicorn that they can set on their bedpost. That's not the same thing. So you're giving an explanation for something, which may well be fine. You could be correct that people want things to be okay. But you might as well have just said, hey, religion is wishful thinking.
Exactly.
Okay, I have a response to that, which is that to say it is wishful thinking in a sense, but to say that it's wishful thinking is to compare tic-tac-toe to chess. It's more of I would say to say that it's wishful thinking is dismissive in the sense that it's more of what I would call a longing which people have for as long as they can sustain that longing.
It should be dismissed. That's what you should do with wishful thinking. If we're gonna engage in reality and try to make a better world, wish in one hand.
Hello?
Yeah, sorry, I didn't want to finish the actual thing, but it's like wish in one hand and shit in the other. Wishing is about our desire. It's not about what is. And if you really wish for a better world, then the path to that is one that actually encourages people to work towards a better world. Something like secular humanism, something where we're talking about how do we do things when it seems that we are stuck here trying to solve this. If you want to just... what is the point of saying that, well, there's a commonality in all religions, which is kind of a wishful thinking because people long for a better world? I'm back to my original response, which I'll amend to so fucking what? What does that tell us?
Well, when it tells us, when I mentioned consciousness, I meant that the idea is that we're trying for a world in which there's as little suffering as possible, to minimize suffering, to maximize whatever goods and so forth. And basically, if you take, for instance, the beginning of Judaism, whatever it was 3,000 or 4,000 years ago, basically you had all will be well personified as a patriarchal, warlike God, because that's what satisfied people at the time, and that's what satisfied, they weren't called Jews, they're called Hebrews at the time, whatever. But basically, it was an adaptive meme for them, so it worked. Whereas I'm basically saying that to call it wishful thinking is dismissive because it's something that I would say most people have, that we sustain as long as we can. Even suicides may think that they're improving their situation by committing suicide. So it's basically something which is a part of us, which wants all to be well, which wants to minimize suffering, and to sort of exclude us from the process, to say that there's a God which is separate from all that, to say that to say that we can't be active in the process, it's sort of like what Dietrich Bonhoeffer writes in his book about the price of, about cheap grace, this idea that you can just have faith without evidence or hope for something and not participate in it yourself. The evidence for the faith in all that will be well is provided by the people who adhere to it themselves for whatever version of all will be well is, whether it's world peace or ending hunger or whatever.
Do you believe there's a God?
I believe there's a divine state called all will be well, and that
oh my God.
as long as there's
oh my God,
which can sustain it.
Okay, congratulations on your metatheism. I'm sorry you're afraid to identify as an atheist.
That's the only thing. He's so scared to say I'm a fucking
kind of what it sounds like. We're one step away, but we don't want to get there.
I'm terrified. All these people, these billions upon billions of people who are advocating for gods that tie to the God of classical theism in some sense or some other version of God, who believe there's an actual thinking agent entity that cares about, who you're having sex with or, how many times a day you pray or how clothed you are or not clothed you are. And you're gonna sit here and say, well, you know what? I don't actually believe in any of that, but there's something about the human condition. And it's just this wishing for things that all will be well. So I'm going to call that God. Fuck off. And
that's the main thing. Like, most people will come up with their own version, interpretation, or, redefined God that appeals to them and that makes them feel comfortable with saying, yes, I can believe in that. Because a evil God that is not just and is hateful and spiteful, nobody don't want to believe in that kind of God. So we want to make this all loving, all peaceful type creator being. And then some people will say, well, it's just energy and that's God, or is this the supreme mathematics? And I've been through all those phases trying to figure out like what is this God entity? And there is, you can label anything as God. Like I say, for a long time I assumed that there is some type of universal consciousness, as in a supreme consciousness that is aware, but the subsections of the consciousness are not as aware. And my man D1 put me up on the Kabbalion, which speaks upon the mind of the all, which is the all is basically God, but not saying God. You're just saying all of everything that we are aware of that is in existence combined is the all, and that itself has a type of consciousness to it, and we exist within the consciousness of the all, which kind of makes sense, but once again, you can't prove that. All you can prove is that we are aware and we have a finite existence because we're mortal animals. We're an animal. And it's weird that we even understand it as well as we do compared to other animals that exist on this planet with us, and that makes humans an anomaly because we question our own consciousness and why we behave the way we behave, where other animals just do what they do because it's instinctual and ingrained patterns of survival. And so with the with the ability of higher cognitive discernment of reality, we question everything, and it just seems like there should be something that started everything. And that's like such a deep ingrained seed into the human psyche and subconscious that we may never be able to shake this thing. The feeling of something bigger than we are. And that's the hardest part. Like, people just want there to be something else. And that's what morality is. Morality is just wanting to do what's good for you, but not hurting anyone else in the process. Like, I wanna have fun and laugh and eat good and, you know, enjoy my short life, my short time here. And I want to do that with causing as little pain, hurt, and disruption to other people's short little lives here. You know, all of us, we all got a little bit of time. I'm not trying to fuck up your time. Don't fuck up my time. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. And that's being moral. Like, everybody, let's have a good time. We're not going to be here forever, you know? And that's how I try to live my life. Do what's best for you without hurting other people. You're good. You're good. And then if it turns out that a Yahweh of the Bible is a true God that created everything, and he will judge us in the afterlife, and I'm gonna be like, bro, I did an alright job, man. You know what I'm saying? I want no evil motherfucker, but you still gonna send me to hell because you didn't give me enough proof to believe in you. Like, fuck that. Like you say, just do your thing. Don't hurt nobody. You'll be alright. Life is good. Life is precious. You know, without life, we would be dead. You know, without that shit. Fuck. Is that a wig? No, it's not a fucking wig. And no, you can't touch it, bitch. Back up. Don't touch my motherfucking hair. Jamaican lime, or that mango and lime, lock and set spray lotion. So spray that lock and set lotion on it, and then you put in the mango and lime locking firm wax with that honey and that oil in there. Oh yeah, that's that good shit. Yeah, it's two different products though. I mean, but in conjunction with each other, they work really well. And that's why I only do my hair once a week, yo. I just my hair day was Fridays, but then I just switched it over to Sundays now. But I only do my hair once a week, and that, like, when I twist it and set it, as long as I sleep with my cap on, I sleep with my cap through the week. My shit'll hold up pretty good. Yeah, but And it's easier to, for me anyway, it's easier to twist them when they're kind of moist. And so using that lotion, that spray lotion, to keep them soft while you twisting it, and then throw a little bit of the wax in there. Yo, this shit twists so nice, bro. That shit twists up nice, and then like I say, it holds good too. I haven't even been using my dryer in a minute. I got the sit under dryer, but lately I just been letting it air dry naturally instead of putting the heat to it. And then plus my dryer, the stand on it broke, and so I had to reattach it to something else to make it function. I know my little buddy broke that shit too, yo, because I was at work one day and she was like, "Oh, can I use your dryer?" I'm like, "Yeah." And then the next time I use it, that shit was broke as fuck. I'm like, "God damn, yo, what the fuck did you do to my shit?"
This is what religion does to the world. Religions permeate societies, the society and the culture that you want to toss out. I'm not even saying you're wrong. You're not even wrong. You haven't put forward anything that could even be viewed as being wrong. Religions permeate societies and cultures. Yes, they're all about us. They're about what our desires are and everything else. But at the end of the day, we're talking about whether or not the tenets of religion are in fact true and whether or not there's a God tied to these things at the end of it. And so if you say, I'm a theist, you are someone who is convinced that there's a God. And if you say, I'm an atheist, you are someone who is not convinced that there's a God. But you've decided, I'm not good with that direct logical negation. I'm going to call myself a metatheist because I'm going to redefine God to be that desire for all to be well. Well, congratulations. I hope you enjoy that. I'm sure it brings you a sense of superiority, but we're here to talk about real things.
I want to suggest something to that particular caller and callers who might be the similar ilk. You're close, but not quite there. And here's what I mean. You're spending a lot of energy on something that's not going to get you very far when you could be taking that energy and actually helping somebody. You could go down to the homeless shelter and take all that theist energy that you want to put on dark energy or whatever you want to do, mathematics, all these other colors, and you could actually help feed somebody. Or you could volunteer for Recovery from Religion and actually help somebody deal with the trauma they were given as a Jehovah's Witness. There's lots of things you could be doing to create meaning and forget that there even is a God. There's no need for the God if there's people out there that need fed.
Yeah. There needs to be a special section of the Recovering from Religion hotline for metatheists. So that when you call in to say, well, I'm a metatheist, and I think that I'm going to call God that desire that humans have for all to be well, somebody on the hotline who has slightly more patience than I do can say, why on earth should we call that God? How are you any different than the person who calls in and says, well, I think the universe is God, or the universal consciousness, the shared consciousness is God, or this can of Coke Zero is God, or Six is God. You know what? I'd rather just call in and say Eric Clapton is God, because at least that's closer to being true. Shannon in Nova Scotia, thanks for waiting. You're on with Matt and Daryl.
Hi, Matt and Daryl. How are you?
Good.
Oh, boy.
Good. I'm so excited. I'm drinking a Coke Zero, and I'm a little bit nervous about it now.
I'm drinking a Coke Zero.
It's not God. And somebody pointed out today that I drink enough of it that we should just start labeling this stuff the blood of Matt.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, it's nice to talk to you.
Coke Zero.
I called in specifically to talk to Daryl. Not that I don't love you.
No, talk to Daryl.
Let me guess. Is this Shannon Q?
Yes.
Okay, I thought it was. There are too many Shannons in Nova Scotia that I know.
I wasn't going to actually do that, but
I took the risk.
during Faithless Forum, and so Mark, if you're listening, jot this down. Because I hadn't talked to Mark yet, but during Faithless Forum, when Shannon's down here, she's doing AXP with me.
And before you even start, Shannon, I just want to my hat is off to you, your videos on what you did an amazing job. That I recommend those videos all the time. So thank you for doing that.
That means the world to me. That's actually the reason why I'm calling. You being here is a unique opportunity for me to bring up the subject of a lot of my videos.
Yeah.
People talk a lot about religious harm after deconversion, but there's a growing movement and an institution that's being built that it's called biblical counseling or Christian counseling.
I know.
And
horrible shit. Yeah.
It's really, really bad. There's an active movement to essentially usurp real mental health assistance.
Right.
And they replace it with what they call biblical counseling or Christian counseling. And they teach a very anti-psychology, psychiatry counseling model. In fact, they conflate all three together in order to build a straw man that they can beat to death so that they can convince their existing parishioners and existing Christians to instead turn to them for their counseling models. And they do things like encourage deconversion therapy, enforce biblical gender roles. They go around the medical models of things that are serious mental illnesses that would require medication for.
All right, with a quick yes or no to the viewers in here right now. How many people believe in God? Just a quick yes or no. We don't have to get a whole lot of typey with it. Yo, Farmer, what's up, bro? You know what I'm saying? You personally don't have to elaborate and get super in depth on it or anything, but just a quick little survey. Do you believe that there is a God, any type of God in existence at all? A creator, yes. So, Poppy say no. Angry Man, yes. We got Boozy, yes. Buncher sa va bien un de France. Hey, what's up, Ralphie? Sorry, bro, I don't speak French, though. So we got 3 yeses and a no. Which is really cool. That's because it's, I don't know. Like, cause y'all dudes fuck with me, you know what I'm saying? And I fuck with y'all. And like, that's the thing, like, we don't always have to agree on everything. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate it. Like, y'all know y'all still listen to my damn views on shit. Where's my
Crois-tu en un Dieu? Do you believe in a God? Crois-tu en un Dieu?
Love the translator. So we have more, and then Boozy got to get all specific with his shit. A creator. Specific with his shit. I'm not gonna say God, but I will say creator. Yeah, that's what's up, though.
That you're telling us about from a Hindu miracle or a Muslim miracle, the miracle of Fatima. Would you accept the evidence?
Anybody else care to answer the question? Do you believe that there is a God or a creator, a prime mover, a original
then your standards
force
of
or whatever?
ridiculously and dangerously low because you're willing to believe things before there's sufficient evidence to warrant belief.
Wow. Yeah.
But the question is, then I guess the question I would have is, what would be sufficient evidence?
More than that.
Hell of a lot more than that.
Well, I guess. I mean, if God, let's assume Jesus is the same yesterday and today and forever, and he performed miracles in the first century.
I will assume that Jesus is the same yesterday, today, and forever, and that is non-existent.
Right.
Well, it's a long discussion, but just the point I make is if it is a miracle, right?
How would you prove it?
Then, well, you could prove it by there's a tangible sign between her image being there and the actual claim that she appeared to St. Juan Diego.
No, that doesn't prove a miracle any more than Barney and Betty Hill claims they've been abducted by aliens, and you can say that their stories are similar.
I mean, religion does. Religion is a division. That's all it is. Religion is a way to divide and conquer. It's another, it's another division tactic, and that's what really amazes me about the major religions of today, is because 3 of them are based on the same stuff. And you have 3 major denominations from the same stuff. And then within Christianity, you have like so many subdivisions that come from the Bible. Like, y'all can't agree on shit. Y'all don't agree on nothing at all. And it's so weird how religion like just boxes things off and tries to, I don't know. Everyone says that their way of belief and worship is correct. Because you have Christians, Muslims, and Catholics. And they're all going to say we're right. And they all believe that there was a Christ and there's a God and all this stuff. And it's like, but all of them believe so different. And then this thing too is like, in Abrahamic scripts, they say Jesus was the leader of his chosen people. And that's something else that I could never understand. How does God have a chosen people? Pharaoh, let my people go. Then who the fuck is Pharaoh and them? They're not your people? You didn't make these motherfuckers? You didn't make Nimrod and fucking Tubal-Cain? Like, I thought all people are your creations, but you have a chosen people. Which just always seems so weird to me. And then your chosen people are Jewish. Then why isn't everybody fucking Jewish then? And then the Jews don't believe that Jesus was fucking Christ in man form. So the whole shit, like, religion is just weird as fuck. And then how Muhammad got the Quran, he was told this shit, and then he told it to somebody else who wrote it down word for word. And the Quran has never been changed or altered since it was written down the first time. But we don't have no proof of that. We don't have no original biblical scriptures at all. These shits are, stories of stories of stories that was written down in 4 or 5 different languages that have been died out. So it's just, I don't know. But even the creator, I'm getting to the point where our science is getting really good, man. You listen to some scientists, and there's a lot of theories that just seem like and that's what some people say. Even the guy I'm listening to, he'll say, I will even go that far as saying, yeah, Jesus may have been a real person who was, on some spiritual quest and saying some things, and his story got blown out of proportion and added on to and mythologized, and now it's just like fucking Santa Claus. You know, was Saint Nicholas a real person who gave somebody a gift or some shit? Probably. Maybe he was. Saint Nicholas was a real dude who did some gift giving type dumb shit. But was he Santa Claus flying around the world in a sleigh with flying reindeer with a bag of endless toys, going to every house, climbing down the fucking chimney and eating milk and cookies? Probably not. You know, that's probably a little bit exaggerated. Even just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? St. Nicholas, Santa Claus, you know, now Yahshua been holding or whatever, and Jesus the Christ, you know, did he get crucified and nailed through the hands and put in the tomb and raised 3 days later and walk on water and multiply bread and fish to feed 1,000 people? I don't know. I don't know. I highly doubt it though. What the fuck? Didn't mean to do that. All right. Yo, Palmer, thanks, yo. Everything is gravy. Everything is gravy.
Yeah, I think there's a much more strong connection between the image and the actual story than what you see. I think we would disagree.
Well, we definitely do, because you're saying that it's reasonable to conclude that this is in fact a miracle. And when I ask how you can possibly demonstrate that, all we get is, well, the stories match and scientists didn't have a natural explanation. That doesn't a miracle make.
But all right, so now we have to define what a miracle is then. If that image can't be explained by natural means.
No, stop, Tom, stop. This is where your error is. It's not that it can't, it's not that it, did you say it's my error?
No, I said, where's my error?
I'm telling you.
I didn't say your error.
What you said is it can't be explained. The fact that there isn't currently an explanation does not mean that it cannot be explained.
It just means that at the present moment, there's not an explanation.
Correct. Right. Just like when we didn't know what caused lightning, people jumped to the conclusion that it was Zeus hurling them. Is that true? Because we didn't have an explanation then?
The only thing I would say is a distinction between Zeus and the thunderbolt and this image is that there's more of a casual connection between this image and the story versus Zeus and the thunderbolt. I see a stronger connection between the actual claim.
Stop seeing strong connections in stories and start looking for strong connections in evidence.
Would you accept?
I guess.
Do you guys know about the Thor 40? God is a master artist. That's all it does, Joe. It's a box. It's train wreck. What did I do with
Bible code, and then their confirmation bias of finding a message and finding things that they view as evidence to support that message is what convinces them that their code's correct. How do you show that you're not doing the same thing?
Well, to show that I'm not doing the same thing, what I'd like to do is give you something that you have already been looking at and may be able to look at differently from this moment and forever.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to throw the word art. Okay, so art. In the Greek language, it's probably arte. I don't speak Greek fluently, but it's A-R-T-E. So art is bread. Okay, then that's the Greek. So if we're looking at I like art. So do you like bread? Now let's go back to the Jewish consideration where you have two words, lehem and lihem. And so lihem is the word for warfare, and then lehem is the word for bread. The concept is war in the mind. Just means contemplating something. And that concept deals with bread. So art and war are bread.
All right.
Cool. Thanks, man. Talk to you later. It's 6:04.
That was so interesting.
We've run a little over, but I'm also told There's salmon or flank steak over rice pilaf with salad for dinner. Let's do one more and then save one. Alex in Australia, thanks for waiting. You're on with Daryl and Matt.
Hey, Matt, thanks for taking my call.
Sure.
I just want to talk to you guys. I've got some exciting news. I actually became a dad over the weekend, and that's kind of one of the things I want to talk to you guys about.
Congratulations.
Thank you. It's exciting times.
It is very exciting, and you won't get much sleep for the next 6 months.
Yo, this motherfucker
give you plenty of time to argue with Anthony Nicholas. What do you got for us?
So I'm sure there's plenty of them. Well, basically, last few years I've kind of really just been questioning my faith and trying to look at it from a really like objective perspective, like really stepping back from it. And it's kind of just been like this really personal journey that I've gone on. Or I've always treated my faith as a personal journey, but it's no longer a personal journey because I've got this family that I have to teach, or I have to teach them something.
Right.
And I'm kind of just stuck, I guess. My family lives overseas, and they're very religious, and it's something I've always kept from them. Never really talked to them about it, but it's kind of gonna have to come up now. Mm-hmm. And I've always lied to them about it, and I'm not taking your idea of just keep the peace, just let it go for now. But I don't know if I can do that anymore. I'm just wondering, do you have any ideas about it, or?
I can actually give you a bit of advice and a bit of help. I'm a grandpa and a father, but that's probably not my highest qualification. Well, it is a high qualification. I'll just warn you, no matter what you do, the religious people see your child as their next convert. And you're going to get all sorts, as their child grows up, you're going to get all sorts of pressure to take your child to their church or various different churches. Everybody's going to want, because they see their next victim in your child. Be careful about that. And it'll be in-laws. It'll be especially in-laws. In-laws that can be the worst. But I don't know anything about you. Don't know anything about your in-laws. You may have the best in-laws. Just be careful about it. But what I would also say is go to recoverfromreligion.org and look at our resources on parenting. We've got a lot of stuff. I would also recommend the book
Parenting Beyond Belief.
Exactly. It's what my next words were out of my mouth. Parenting Beyond Belief by Dale McGowan. It's a good book. Main thing is, it's your child. And if you're going to raise a child secular, and maybe your wife or your partner is also religious.
Secular as well.
Okay, she's secular as well. Okay. That makes a lot of difference. Then you guys are in control. You can be sure and set boundaries. And here's the deal. You are the parents. You set the boundaries. And the boundaries are, our child will not ever be subjected.
And you see how big of an issue it is when people are about to tell their family, like, yo, I don't believe this shit. And sometimes it's a deal breaker, even within families. And people are afraid, and people are nervous, and they're stressed out, and they're panicky over this shit because they know how religious people will react towards them. And now this dude he says, I've been questioning my faith for a while, and now I just got my kid was just born across the weekend, and it's like, fuck, I can't do this shit no more. I'm not about to, teach this to my children, and I don't want my family indoctrinating my child at an early age with this stuff either. So how do I go about, letting people know, like, look, guys, I'm not with the shits no more. But it is a big thing. It's always a big conversation. And I don't know, sometimes people seem fearful of losing those relationships.
To religious indoctrination, you will never take them to church, you will never take them to Sunday school or whatever. You set the boundaries. Or we're going to start taking our kid to church every Sunday, but it's going to be a different church every Sunday. And that will include Buddhists and Mormons and Muslims. You can do that too. I don't care which you do. But
it sounds cruel, and I don't necessarily always recommend it. You have the best leverage possible.
You do.
Would you like to spend time with your grandchild? Then you have to do it according to whatever rules we have. Yeah.
Especially since I live on the other side of the world from them.
Right. Hopefully it doesn't ever get to that.
Right.
And
religions do that. Religions do that to us all the time. I mean, my daughter's religious, and I know the rules are I can't talk to my grandkids about atheism. That's pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
So they do it to us. We have the right to do it for ourselves too.
Yep.
Yeah, that's fair. It would. I think it'd be a lot easier. But my grandparents are in their 90s. Kind of on the last ropes, and I just feel like it'd be a big kind of not slap in the face, but it'd be a big kind of emotional pain for them to find out, to see what's happening. And
I will tell you this: I think that's a reasonable consideration.
I do wanna say that, but at the same time, like, radical Islam makes some people feel good, and blowing themselves up and hurting a lot of people makes them, get an automatic entry into heaven and all these virgins and all that shit. So, and that's what makes them feel good. So yeah, you can do. I want people to do what makes them feel good. But sometimes that shit can go too far. Don't go too far with what makes you feel good. I ain't saying Trump is a bad president or a good president, but this motherfucker is highly supported by Christians, and voting for Trump made them motherfuckers feel good. You know what I'm saying? Religious beliefs and having a feel-good religion affects the world at large, the world that we live in, that all of us live in. There you go. Hey, there we go. Now I'm 100% with that. I am 100% with that one. If that shit makes you a good or better person, then go, let's do that. Yeah, I typically don't try to knock people for religion, but I'm just such a logical thinker. I just want everybody to think logically, man. This is art and education. And that's why I like the debates. I like the conversations and the back and forth. And I honestly do understand how people can hold really strong religious beliefs or spiritual beliefs. I really do see that. But I don't know. Like, there's just so much stuff that we do not have proof or evidence of. And just because there are anomalies that we can't explain now, it doesn't mean we won't have an explanation for it. And who knows, one day the supernatural may be explained through natural means. And there may be a really clear understanding of a prime mover, but like, we don't have that now. We just got a bunch of myths and fables and stories and poems, and there are so many older religions and beliefs, gods and deities, but the current ones that are occupied by the major religions of the world nowadays are just reinventions and retelling of these same old pagan gods that no one believes in anymore.
But it's still the same stories, the same characters. They just been rebranded and have different names, and shit has changed slightly, but it's still the same story that's been told since motherfuckers been telling stories. Like, motherfuckers been telling these stories forever without any real proof.
When my mother was within a year of dying, and we knew she was probably going to. Was just the year I published The God Virus. I went to my brother and said, what do you think? Should I tell Mom I'm doing this? She said, no, don't do it to her now. So I didn't. She went to her grave not knowing that I was publishing this book. She knew I was an atheist, but she didn't. And it was a reasonable idea on his part. I'm glad he advised me that way. So yeah, your grandparents don't need to be, but everybody else, grandparents, or whoever your elderly, 90 years old, they're not going to change, and you don't need to put that stress on them. I agree.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
But like they're talking about baptizing it and everything, and I feel like I can't really keep it from them. I can't really keep them down low while they're still around.
Well, you can delay them. You can give all sorts of excuses. I don't know. I mean, if push comes to shove, yeah, you can tell them. They are the ones making the decision to push you. And if they push you far enough, you'll say, look, I got some bad news for you. I didn't want to give it to you, but here it is.
Yeah.
That's your choice. You love them. You can reaffirm your love for them. And their religious ideas have nothing to do and don't impact your love for them. And you've been very loving in trying to protect them from this. But it's not your problem. It's really theirs.
A lot of people go way out of their way to make sure. I don't want to cause a fuss. I don't want to make it a big deal. I get it. You're religious. I'm not. I'm not going to try and, shove it in your face and all this stuff. And it really represents the truth about what people care about. Mm-hmm. Because those of us who care more about the relationship than the fact that we disagree on something are going to be the ones who are going to be like, hey, let's not. And occasionally I've been at a family gathering and somebody will want to have a discussion about it, and I've bowed out. On other occasions, I have not. Those occasions have gone very well for me, not so well for the people who wanted to have the conversation. And I did that specifically so that they would stop asking for some of those conversations. But we wish you luck and congratulations. And I wouldn't worry about it too much. Love your kid, raise them, teach them how to think.
Not what to think. Yeah. Teach them how to think, not what to think.
Yeah, I really like that line.
Yeah. Anyway,
thanks for calling.
So much.
Appreciate it. On that note, we're going to actually put a bow on the thing. I've got one more call, but we'll get to after the show's actually. Oh, well, all right, we'll do it.
Okay.
See, the problem is my tablet just died because it wasn't plugged in. So I have no idea who's on the call or what their call is about. Right. So welcome to the show. We're almost done. Hi, who are you and why are you calling us?
My name is David.
Hey, David.
I'm from Phoenix, Arizona.
Yeah. Oh, David, yeah, you had a disproof of God.
Yes. It's actually very simple. It's 0 equals 0. Non-existence does not exist. So therefore, there must be an infinite timeline. But I take it a little bit further than that because I have an argument with the Big Bang premise. Mm-hmm. I think that matter is in a state of collapse. I think protons are getting smaller as well as closer together over time. And that because we discount that from our measurements, since everything we use to make measurements is made of matter, it's like trying to use a ruler to measure itself. It doesn't really work very well. So when we look at space, we view space as expanding, but that's because we ourselves are what is shrinking.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
Is there a peer-reviewed paper you've submitted for this? What? I just wonder.
No.
Just your conjecture.
I've been writing about it for a while, and I have a few different.
Have you gone to the Large Hadron Collider and looked at the latest stuff there? Are you a physicist?
No, I've not been to the Large Hadron Collider, but I do understand some of what they do there.
Yeah, I don't have my resident. I don't have my resident
research and antimatter and all kinds of interesting things, but they have not had one shred of luck at detecting dark matter or dark energy. My supposition is because that those two things don't exist, because they're an error in the mathematics from the miscalculation of gravity.
So it sounds like you've got a Nobel Prize winning idea here. Would you let us know when you've got the paper ready for submission?
Or not.
Yeah.
Well, I have some things already written down that I could send in to you if you would like.
Don't send them to me.
I would love to do that.
Send them to
I'm
Physics
really
Today.
not sure who to send them to. Physics Today. That sounds like a good place to send it to.
I don't know.
We'll look that up as soon as I'm off the phone here with you.
My friends who are physicists, I wouldn't give them. I wouldn't give you their name or contact information just because it's just you can submit it to whatever journal. But I do have a problem though, even with your disproof of God, because 0 equals 0, and then there's an equivocation fallacy as soon as you switch from 0 in a mathematical sense to nothing.
0 in the mathematical sense represents nothing.
Well, you don't get to do a represents. You don't get to do a represents. That's an equivocation fallacy.
Well, I think that the way we use mathematics is to represent objects in the real world.
Okay.
So 0 has to have some form of connective value.
No, 0 doesn't map to anything in the real world. 0 doesn't map to anything in the real world. It's an abstraction.
That's what non-existence is. Non-existence doesn't map to
right, but you're saying the two.
It's an abstraction.
Okay, you're saying, holy crap. Bye. You're saying the two things are equal, and I'm saying that's an equivocation fallacy. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying if you're going to make a logical argument, and the logical argument begins with a premise that is math, you don't get to just say, and 0 equals nothing, because that is a potential equivocation. Why not just start with nothing? Why did you start with 0 equals 0? You should start with nothing equals nothing. Plus infinity isn't a quantity. Meanwhile, whatever, I don't know what's going on with protons or whether they're shrinking or anything else. And I don't know what God you actually disprove, because we didn't find God to begin with. So go find a physicist, write a paper. Today, we're done. Thank you, Daryl.
Well, could I put one more plug in for our conference?
Of course.
I want people to go look at CORT 2020, CORT 2020, Conference on Religious Trauma. And even if you can't come, at least look at some of the research, some of the materials that have been put out there, and start thinking about what religious trauma means.
And also, there's a speaker list up there. Yeah, so if you can't come to the conference, you can look up some of those speakers and see what work they've done and find that stuff.
Dr. Marlene Winnell's book, Leaving the Fold, excellent book for this very topic.
So the people on the other side of that wall, there's our crew who make this show happen. We are going to go live on Discord as people set up tables and chairs out there for the dinner that's there. And one extra special message just out of the blue, and then we'll roll the credits, and that's this. I'm your daddy, worship me.
What are we doing, man? What are we doing?
No, you're done.
Facility. So I'm totally fine. If for example, if the CDC said tonight in Atlanta, we have a special facility, it's safe to house them here, I'm totally cool with them coming to Atlanta. And they need to go somewhere. They're Americans. So if everybody says, well, don't send them to my town, then there's nowhere for them. So yeah, I'm totally cool with them coming to Atlanta as long as it's a secure facility.
No. Fuck that.
They're welcome. I would welcome them.
Man, shit.
Hold on a second here. I don't know if this is an old story or not. AI6YR posted this. Yonhap posted 6 minutes ago, 11 South Korea soldiers confirmed as coronavirus patients. 7,700 is in quarantine. Look at this. So this was announced. Yonhap News Agency just came out with this. AI6YR tweeted it out. 11 soldiers in South Korea confirmed as coronavirus patients, 7,700 in quarantine. I didn't know that it was 11 soldiers. I think that might be new. Before I get into that, let me just check if there's new China numbers. All right, here's from, this is from Yonhap. 11 soldiers confirmed as coronavirus patients, 7,700 in quarantine. Eleven service members have been confirmed to have the new coronavirus as of early Monday, 11. And around 7,700 others are in quarantine. There are 8 cases in the South Korean Army and 1 each in the Navy, Air Force, and Marine Corps. The 4 newly confirmed soldiers are suspected of having been exposed to the virus after contacting patients inside barracks. That is not good. So 4 newly confirmed soldiers in South Korea are suspected of having gotten it in the barracks, in the military barracks. In the wake of the leap of number of confirmed cases over the last several days, blah, 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 authorities checked all service personnel with a history of visiting the regions or having contact with patients, and they are currently isolating around 7,700 soldiers at the bases. So, this says 608 patients, including 6 deaths so far. That is not good. That is not good. So hopefully more of them don't have it. All right, are we still waiting for China numbers? Yes. Oh, hold on a second. I want to let BNO know that about that article.
Yo, Korea got this shit everywhere. Or this in South Korea?
Okay. Hey, real quick, thank you to. Oh
shit. Just making sure the comments ain't freeze up, cause that shit been happening a lot lately.
Thank you, Paul Dorman, for your support as well.
All right. Need to put some fucking lotion on my hands now. Washing them fucking dishes.
hang on one sec. Yeah, I forgot to check the Dow futures. Dow Jones futures down 368.
I'm telling you, this shit
like
fucking up the stock market.
1.33%.
Yo, this China
I'm
shit.
assuming
this China shit fucking
the
up
stock market futures are down because of virus stuff.
I'm telling you.
NASDAQ futures are down like 1.5%. Dow Jones down like 1.33%.
Motherfuckers ain't doing no business with China. And China do business with everybody.
And then this is Korea Stock Exchange Index, KOSPI. This market is open, and this is in South Korea, and that market is down 2.19% today. And that market opened up a little while ago. So it's about 9:30 a.m. Their stock market is down over 2% in South Korea. This index.
Wait, the tattoo on my wrist?
Okay. And in a half an hour, we'll have the new number from South Korea. In a half an hour. Yesterday and the day before, the morning updates were over 100 cases. Yesterday, the morning update was 120-something, and the afternoon update was 40-something. The previous day in South Korea, the morning update was 140-something cases, and the afternoon update was 80-something cases. So in the last 2 days in South Korea, the morning update has been over 100 new cases. Let's hope it's less than that today. But we'll be getting it in a half an hour.
Yo, some of my food's still cold, yo. I hate that shit. Hot bowl and cold food. Bowl hot as shit.
Oh, look at this. Look at this. Wow.
All right, I gotta go back in the microwave for a minute.
28 out of 39 South Koreans who went to Israel on a pilgrimage have now been confirmed. 28 out of 39 South Koreans who went to a pilgrimage to Israel have now been confirmed. They went from February 8th to February 16th. 28 out of 39 of them. Before it was 18, now it's 28. 28 new coronavirus outside who went on this group pilgrimage to Israel. Catholics and Andong parishes. Wow. Many returnees were reported to have gone to public facilities, hot springs, restaurants the day after they returned home, and have worked in groups, raising concerns about secondary infections once they got back. Wow.
So did they catch it in Israel?
I have to post this now. That's pretty crazy.
28 out of 39 people from South Korea went to a pilgrimage in Israel, and now they're testing positive for the virus. Did they have it before they went to Israel and they spread it all around Israel? Or did they go there and catch it in Israel? Now they're back in South Korea spreading that shit all around South Korea. Now that shit too hot to eat. God damn it.
28 out of 39. 28 of 39 South Koreans who recently made a group pilgrimage to Israel have now tested positive for coronavirus.
Did they catch it in Israel? Is the question. Did they have it prior to going?
Wow.
Somebody asked that question for me.
Now, did they have it in Israel? Some people in our comments are talking about, whether this is a threat to Israel. Does it say whether they had the? See, look, they got back on the 16th from their trip. They got back on the 16th. The first people didn't test positive till the 21st.
Damn.
They were in Israel from the 8th to the 16th.
So what? The numbers right now are 78,988 confirmed cases and 2,470 dead from this shit, yo. So we about to break 2,500 deaths and 80,000 confirmed cases. I still think SARS and some other shit was worse than this. So, and then they say the fucking seasonal flu kills about 10,000 to 14,000 people just in America each year. Just from our regular, normal flu season, like people die from that shit. Like 10,000 people. Like I said, I went to the hospital a couple years ago from the fucking flu. Yo, I thought I was about to fucking die. Yo, that shit was bad. I ain't never felt like that, yo. Nah. So this shit isn't like these cases and this many deaths are not unheard of for some type of viral outbreak. Once again, like SARS, Zika, H1N1, swine flu, bird flu, goddamn West Nile virus, Ebola, all that shit, man. That shit just happens. Yo, what up, man? But so right now, the numbers are still relatively low, and if it all depends on if they can just get this shit under control, like quarantine people who have the infections, and just try to stop it from spreading. So it seems like right now we're still in a stage where it's feasible that this thing can be managed and subdued and eradicated. But just keep watching the numbers, yo, because China, yo, feel it. But China is just like it seems like China's not giving us their real numbers, yo. That's the only thing. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing, yo. And that's the thing too. Like the numbers haven't really been broken down over different demographics as far as, you know, population, race, age, and things like that. But they do have an average age of people who have died from COVID-19, and they're saying like the average person is in their fucking 60s. So it is affecting older, more elderly people a lot harsher than it is younger, more healthy people.
From South Korea already today. 11 soldiers in South Korea, 11 military members are confirmed with the virus, and 7,700 are in quarantine. And 28 out of 39 South Koreans who went to a pilgrimage to Israel earlier this month have now been confirmed with the virus. So that's not, both of those stories are not promising stories. All right, let me see what else is out there. Thanks, by the way, Diana De La Garza for your support. Thank you, Diana. Thanks for your kind words about the moderators. Thank you, Jackie Domfe. Thank you, Jackie. Thank you. Becky W. says, any updates on Georgia? I haven't heard anything specific about Georgia. I don't believe there are any Georgia cases yet. I'll certainly let you know if I hear of any.
Chicken and rice and collard greens.
Cornelius for your support. Harch says, my friend lives in Rome. She was scheduled on a business trip to Yokohama last week. 2 days before the trip, the company canceled all trips to Japan due to the virus. Now the virus came to Italy. I am not aware of any cases in Rome yet. The cases are all, I think, in Italy, in northern Italy. Thank you so much, Karch Capelius. And thank you, Sum Ting. Thank you, Sum Ting, for your support. I appreciate it, Sum Ting. All right. Let's keep checking here for updates as we wait for all the numbers. But I don't like those 2 stories we've heard from South Korea. Is that the one I want? All right. Also, if you have comments, give me a shout on Twitter, @Lookner on Twitter. Jay Boyce, who I'm following on Twitter, who is in Beijing. He's been Beijing Boyce. He's been posting stuff from Beijing. He says, is Beijing back? Heard chatter that stalled infection numbers, official numbers, and pressure to make money would get far more people out this week. It's 8:15 a.m. Monday. It's still quiet on our usually busy street, although the birds are out in force, you can hear them near the end. So he's saying where he is, it's still quiet in Beijing.
That shit got China shut down. Even Beijing ain't operating. That's like one of the most. Beijing is like the New York of China. Why am I dropping so much food?
Oh, here's something about the case in Toronto. Max Howroot posted this. Ontario confirms new presumptive positive case of coronavirus in Toronto. Adult woman arrived to Canada from China on February 21st. Yeah, let's look this up. Let's go to Toronto Star. I'm sure they'll have it. I would think they'd have it. Maybe they don't have it. Yes, here it is. Ontario confirms new presumptive case of coronavirus in Toronto. One woman has tested positive for the coronavirus in Toronto. The woman was cared for at North York General Hospital for an intermittent cough that was improving and was isolated while being tested. She arrived on a flight in Toronto from China on February 21st, 2 days ago. 2 days ago, she flew from China to Toronto, and she had the virus. And wore a mask throughout her travels back to the city. And since landing, had very little exposure to others, according to the press release.
Very little. That's not
the province is working with local public health units to ensure that people seated next to the woman on the plane are contacted and looked after. Thank you, Jordan B, for the support. Jordan B says, I work in pharma and we have several studies that can't close now due to participants in China. This virus is going to have global financial impact. Yeah, I mean, every day the virus is not under control, the economic impact is going to get worse. I was listening to a podcast, with some experts on it, talking about the China economy, and one of the people on the podcast was from like an investment bank or something, and what he said is that like it was something like if it goes for like a month or so in China and then they get it under control and people go back to work, like that won't be so bad. But if it starts going like every month longer, it takes China to get back to work, like it makes a huge difference. So if it keeps going, past like a month or two, he said like it's going to be huge. There was a very interesting article I read that talked about lots of Chinese businesses running out of money, and like they can't pay their loans and stuff. Where is that? Let's make sure I don't have I'm not missing the China number. Yeah, no China numbers yet. Here it is. Millions of Chinese firms face collapse if banks don't act fast. So, if you're a company, maybe you have loans, like business loans, and you can't pay them back and you can't pay your bills, so you need money. Brigitte, this is a Bloomberg article. Brigitte, a director at one of China's largest car dealers.
Oh, them motherfuckers was working with each other, bro. Like 3 of them just popping here out of nowhere. Like, what the fuck? Fuck you guys want? I ain't know they had little gangs like that. Motherfucker come in full force. So weird, yo. So weird.
10,000 employees and sells mid to high-end car brands. With much of China's economy still idled as authorities try to contain the epidemic, millions of companies across the country are in a race against the clock to stay afloat. A survey of small and medium-sized Chinese companies conducted this month showed that a third of respondents only had enough cash to cover fixed expenses for a month, with another third running out in 2 months. So this survey of small and medium-sized companies says within 2 months, 2/3 of them would be out of money. So it'll be a really big deal if China can't get back to work soon. But the problem is, if they go back to work and the virus isn't under control, then the virus could spread to a lot more people. But you can see the potential here.
Yeah, because they would have still been going.
Hey, thank you, Explore Texas Waters. Thank you, Explore Texas Waters, for your support. He says President Trump is visiting India. He should not go. Oh, Explore Texas Waters, I think, is worried that there's going to be big crowds of people in India when President Trump goes there. It just points out, it's a more general point, is any kind of event now with a huge crowd of people, it's something where you think, do you really want all these people crowding around? Now, India has not announced many cases, but who knows, how many cases are actually there. India has announced, have they announced any cases? 3 cases in all of India. Over 1 billion people live in India. 3 cases. So who knows? Maybe there are more and they haven't been detected.
I think Indians are the second largest population group, yo.
1.3 billion people in India.
Yeah, there's a lot of.
Supposedly, there's only 3 cases there. But in any country where there's any cases, you might wonder, or without cases, you might wonder, do we want to have this big event where lots of people gather together? Thank you, Explore Texas Waters. Also, thank you, Holly Napier, for your support. Holly wants the WHO to declare a pandemic. Maybe they will in the coming week. They have not yet. The 3 India cases are all in Kerala, I believe.
Kerala?
That's what it all is.
Never
Kerala.
heard of this shit.
It's a southern state of India, Kerala. Okay. We have 12 minutes till the new South Korea numbers. The China number is just very late today. The China number for Hubei province number is now over 2.5 hours late. The Hubei province number is now 2.5 hours late. Actually, 2 hours and 45 minutes late. The number for all of China is about 45 minutes late. So no numbers out of China yet today.
Yo,
we might
man,
get the
stay
South
up
Korea
with
number
this
before the
fucking,
China number.
this virus
In
shit,
10
bro.
minutes, we'll be getting the new number from South Korea, the new morning update on how many new cases.
You stay up on that virus shit. I got work in the morning. It's almost 8 o'clock. Alright, I'm gonna end this stream, guys. And I'm gonna start right back up. I started playing that fucking Deus Ex Mankind Divided. I just looked through my library on the PlayStation, like all the free games I download. Man, I got like 116 games in my game library, and I don't be playing none of them shits, yo. So I just, I took fucking Deus Ex from the library and put it up on the main screen, yo. So I started playing that shit. It's not too bad so far. There's a lot of the whole thing is about taking out the Illuminati. Yo, I ain't know like the story to it. I ain't know how the story was. I mean, the gameplay is like, it's the gameplay is like average, but I do want to just see how the story unfolds itself. You're in this future world, augmented humans are discriminated against, and this fucking corporation, the Illuminati. I want to see where they try to take this shit to. All right, so we're just gonna go right to the fucking game. It may take a minute for you guys to find the next stream, but I'm not going nowhere. I'm just gonna go right in there.